The next one, I'd like to request Mr. Snehal Kumbhar, Head Technology Solutions, Prime Busan, Highbar Technocrat Limited, and Mr. Kaustuv Das, Head Delivery, Highbar Technocrat Limited, to talk about revolutionizing EC&O with growth through digitization. Can we clap and welcome them, everybody? Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends. Since morning, we had been listening about how our industry needs have evolved, how technology is going to help us in reshaping and the way we are looking towards our business needs using technology. Today, we will take a little deep down into how our business goals. Now, when I say business goal, if I may ask you all, what would be the prime business goal for different organizations? Can somebody say? Prime business goal. Up till now, you had been listening, or somebody was asking question. Profit. Okay? It's basically revolves around what he said. It's sustainable growth, isn't it? Not only growth, sustainable growth, because that brings in accountability. We saw one slide, Mr. Vinod said, some projects which were cash rich, all of a sudden they started becoming negative, right? So it's not right always what we see. So essentially, in order to drive sustainable growth, we will take a little deep down today, how SAP, along with its best practices and next practices, and Highbar's accelerators, is helping EC&O industry, our EC&O industry, which has sub-verticals like infrastructure organizations, EPC organizations, and real estate organizations to achieve their business goals in a proactive manner. Who we are basically from Highbar Technocrat Limited, the only organization giving technology solutions with a clear focus on this industry, engineering, construction, and operations. We were customers ourselves, just like you all. Today, you came here to understand how SAP as a platform is helping organizations to reap benefits from technology. Way back in 2006, as Amol said, my parent, Hindustan Construction Company, had evaluated technology platform then and selected SAP. Back then, we had nobody to look up to who had implemented SAP solutions for EC&O industry, and we started our journey then. One golden rule we realized that time: person who's going to implement solutions for you, for your business, needs to understand your business. Else it becomes an IT project and not a business initiative. And we have carried that golden rule from that point till today, and that has given us success. Today we are a gold partner with SAP, a CMMI level 5 organizations, but most importantly, by far, the largest customer base who is on SAP is served by Highbar Technocrat Limited. We have served more than 225 customers' technology needs across 14 years. And during these last 14 years, I'm sure you must have witnessed how business has evolved, right? It is no more the same. So we have handled all these challenges, dynamic business requirements on, again, ever-changing SAP platform to meet the business objectives. Some of you might be from infrastructure industry, right? We have served technology needs of some of the private players involved in business, right? In meeting their end-to-end business lifecycle requirements, cutting across various functions involved, right? From tendering to project planning to procurement to maintenance to client billing, whatnot, including management analytics. We have seen companies like Tata Projects. They are building one of the biggest airports in North. This project is monitored, plan, monitored, and controlled on SAP, and we've done that implementation. Beyond contracting organizations, we have seen organizations have turned into asset monetizing companies. We heard Mr. Gadkari talking about different models of contracting. We have Cube Highways, we have Indian Infravit. Now these are two organizations who have selected SAP as a solution platform, and we have brought these asset monetizing organizations onto SAP to monitor their business. Beyond Indian business, we have also been operational in international market. And we got this opportunity primarily because of our domain understanding and the kind of work we have done for our sector within India. And some of these companies are having multidisciplinary business verticals: EPC, real estate, contracting, facility management, and tough times to deliver solution across timelines. And we had been doing them successfully over a period of time and supporting them for 5 to 7 years. Some of these organizations now have started going for upgrade to rise with SAP, new latest platform from SAP. And by virtue of we working with them during implementation and standing with them throughout this journey, we had been their partner of choice for migrations as well. We heard Sri Gadkari ji speaking about investments in infrastructure sector. And government has a lot of projects initiated when it comes to infrastructure development within India. And we had been actively working with some of these government sectors like National Highway Authority of India, MSRDC, which is Samruddhi Mahamarg, metro projects, Nagpur Metro, Pune Metro, Mumbai Metro. All of these government sectors have opted SAP as a platform for the project management needs, and Highbar was a single point of contact and system integrator for these initiatives along with Government of India. And some of these projects, we used Asia's first 5D project management. Solution was deployed for Nagpur Metro, wherein a command center was set up, project management, Primavera, Bentley, RIB, plethora of applications were brought onto integrated platform together to give stakeholders a 5D progress. I mean 3D models coupled with time, cost, plan versus actual sitting in the command center. And this was done for linear asset management for Nagpur Metro. Beyond engineering, construction, and EPC organizations, we had been operational in real estate sector as well. And now when we talk of real estate, I see some of my friends from real estate fraternity here. Residential development, commercial, office, right? Smart cities. These are sub-verticals and facility management. We had been working with various organizations within India and abroad across length and breadth of our country, as small as 50 to 80 crore turnover and as big as 10,000 crore turnover. And we had seen typically real estate business has different challenges. Come to west part of it, registrations. When do we do registrations when you buy a flat? Start. Go to north. When do we do registrations? At the time of possession. So same business, same event, different rules across country, isn't it? So we had been, handling these requirements very effectively. Working with, again, Government of India, smart cities. Bhubaneswar smart city, Aurangabad smart city. Now beyond traditional, function or solution on SAP, cutting across finance, projects, procurement, maintenance, everything. Here, we have integrated SAP solution platform with e-governance portal, helping customers within that city to get birth certificates, death certificates, e-governance things, along with land management system as well. We had been working internationally for real estate as well. ONX Homes, a US-based organization, having projects in US, back office in Middle East and India. It has gone live 6 months back, and we are supporting them. Beyond real estate, EPC organizations. Now this brings a different set of challenges in front of us. It is different than infrastructure. Detail engineering takes time. You start your project, you baseline something, and it gets evolved over a period of time the way you do detail engineering. We had been working with energy sector, we had been working with pre-engineered buildings and end-to-end implementations and mining organizations. We had been working with government and beyond government internationally as well. Now when we look at all this, why this is possible? This is possible primarily because of that golden rule I was talking about. And along with SAP, we work with customers and travel the journey along with them and help them achieve the business goal as a part of the engagement we're talking about. During all these implementations, we have spotted a trend, and we have seen organizations from infrastructure development as a part of their growth strategy, diversified and started their real estate arm, started facility management business, started warehouse business, right? They have projects all across different states within India, right? And organizations from real estate, we have seen mergers acquisitions as a part of your business strategy, isn't it? I'm sure real estate people will agree with this, right? And they also diversify and start their own construction company, their own warehouse management. All of this needs collaboration, isn't it? Real estate team, B2C space is more, right? When it comes to infrastructure, B2B space is more. But we need to collaborate. Real estate, collaborate with customers. Infrastructure, EPC, collaborate with external architects and consultants. But collaboration is the key across all the business verticals we're talking about. And some of the important business needs which we have spotted when we speak to different managements from infrastructure and EPC, growth we talked about, but in order to achieve this growth, management would want to see a statutory compliant, streamlined business processes across different functions involved in the business for today's needs, right? Integrated project management, because we do projects and we would need to see how effectively we plan and control and have a simulation available in front of us, isn't it? That is the requirement. And most importantly, be it atom rate contracts, be it lump sum, milestone-based contracts, we need to protect the bottom line for sure, isn't it? So bill of quantity and construction execution-based methodology loaded onto my project plan, which gives me month-wise material, equipment, services, subcontract requirement. If I have that in front of me, we have enough people available to control utilization of that, isn't it? Right? So these are some of the important requirements we have spotted when we design a solution for infrastructure and EPC organizations. And when it comes to real estate, cash flow. Everything revolves around cash flow, isn't it? Right? In addition to what we discussed about needs of infrastructure industry, in addition to that, most important aspect is driving sales, customer satisfaction, right? We have extended arms working with us, brokers, channel partners. So we need to have right customer satisfaction, loyalty sales, referral sales, and brokers, which will improve your sales. And subsequent to that, on-time demands, on-time collections, visibility in terms of your GT and gross to net, which we monitor within real estate, right? To reduce your cancellations. And this will help organizations to have a proactive, controlled cash flow. Now, when we have seen these needs, right, we will take a little deep down into each function involved for this industry. And in addition to the best practices, the management readiness which we talked about, these accelerators are helping organizations to reap the benefits. When it comes to infrastructure industry, right, we execute projects, isn't it? Now, for us to execute the project, we need to get the project, we need to win the contract. And that's where our game starts. When it comes to tendering department, right, we had been in business for 20 years, 30 years, we hear people saying that. A new tender comes, a reality is, estimation team sits, starts everything from scratch, isn't it? You are executing your own projects, you don't have access to your own projects, execution, actual data. Am I making a right statement? Isn't it? Question to ask to ourselves. I am doing this for day in, day out, and my estimation fellow goes and asks for quotation from contractors to give you, and you quote for it. Bad, isn't it? So using this collaboration platform, I heard one question somebody was asking in the morning, can we do estimation on SAP? Of course, yes, we can do estimation. But tendering is not estimation. Estimation, overheads, profit, final rates to customer. That is my winning strategy, isn't it? So from a costing perspective, yes, we can do costing in SAP. But after that, coming to rates, you do differential loading, isn't it? From a cash flow perspective. Organizations prefer to keep that outside system and give a controlled access. As a part of every organization's digital roadmap strategy, we've came across Candy, CCS. Some organizations are using these estimation softwares. So what does that mean? Is it the end of a road for them? No. SAP's open architecture allows to interface and integrate and bring the estimation done in Candy back into SAP, not only value, quantity, rate, value. And this becomes my zero cost estimate. Does this help us? It does. It not only serves my future monitoring, but also aligns with my IT strategy of having a product already in place. If I don't have that product, SAP has a capability to do the costing. Have I answered your question? Right? And most importantly, when we actually get the contract after doing all these things, but as a tendering team, beyond estimation, you have a tendering strategy. You do a SWOT analysis, isn't it? And finally, you win or lose. So when you are quoting in future, this wealth of information which is available within your own team, and somebody leaves from your team, as Mr. Vinod said, not only the information, but all of that learning goes. So we have designed an event-based workflow and tendering system for organizations like Swastik. You will see this has just gone live, first comprehensive public cloud implementation for infrastructure industry from a Kolhapur-based organization. They have started using tendering and estimation module, right, for monitoring the tenders they are quoting for. The day you get the contract, your project management comes into picture, isn't it? As a part of project management, most important aspect is to get that zero cost estimate. We have seen organizations, management giving estimation stage costing back to execution saying, this is your baseline cost and you have to achieve this margin. Some organizations come back and say, forget it, because tendering was done 9 months back because we don't have a time period. Sometimes you get a tender in 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line. We have seen organizations asking project management team to do a recosting again and get that as a baseline cost. I'm sure we must be doing all these things, right? SAP as a product platform has both things available. We can take the zero cost estimate from tendering team, upload here, or integrate with Candy, bring that cost, or do a fresh estimate and baseline that. But when we baseline, we keep a control of not only value, because value doesn't serve my purpose. It leads to wrong things which Mr. Vinod said. Quantity, rate, and value, isn't it? So we baseline that. Then some of my project planners, when you have that baselining from Tata Projects or Patel Engineering for that matter, right, where integrated solutions were deployed, SAP has a planning tool. The way we do construction planning, SAP project management allows us to do work breakdown structure, activities, link them, and come up with critical path analysis, right? Having said that, we've also came across certain compliance requirements from a contracting perspective. Your client, for whom you are executing the project, right, they want reports, progress management in Primavera or MSP. Now what do? Do we go and tell them, I have SAP and I will give you SAP report? No, you can't, right? Our mindset, the way you do construction planning, right, though SAP has project systems, my planners in organizations are used to doing planning in Microsoft Project or Primavera. Now what do? Do we tell them, use this? As Mr. Vinod said, we have to take everybody along. Yet design a solution landscape as per your own IT roadmap. So first, SAP has a project management tool. Second, if it is a statutory compliance from a contracting perspective, we have integrated SAP project management with Primavera or Microsoft Project from a reporting perspective. Operations perspective, if you want to use Primavera or MSP for planning, then in that case, the integration which I talked about still is useful from planning stage itself. But the only rule there is one system which does the basic planning, changes will also need to be done there only and needs to sync here. You cannot be doing something here, do changes here, and vice versa. Creates a havoc, isn't it? And that's how we have interfaced project management softwares from when it comes to setting up the plan. And most importantly, load my bill of quantities as per my construction methodology. Now, when I say construction methodology, same work of structural glazing or flooring, I can completely outsource, or I can bring my material, give on labor, or bring partial material, give on labor. Same bill of quantity item. If this happens, so as per my construction methodology, planner is enabled to load that bill of quantity onto the project plan I'm talking about, and with this, we get month-wise materials, equipments, subcontractors, and manpower requirement. Does this baseline my effective project management I'm talking about? It does. And it has helped my various business roles like project planners, project directors to set up right baseline, not only value, time, quantity, all these 4 resource requirements, and then I am monitoring that across my life cycle. What starts then? Your project is baselined. Now my procurement team, Mr. Vinod talked about exposing my surplus stock available at the time of indenting to all other users. This saves my inventory carrying cost. But the real problem starts where you get indents. My procurement team, I'm asking you, you get indents. Do you get indents in time? Yes or no? Partially. It's not always no, right? But most of the time, it's emergency procurement. I need this material within 7 days, 15 days, tomorrow. Now, what does that mean for an organization? Right? You're spending more for your own requirements. Crime, isn't it? You have got the project, you know your margins, and what your internal mechanism is doing? You're not raising your requirements on time, and your organization is procuring at a more rate. It impacts your bottom line, isn't it? So with this integrated project management, you have lead time for each material and service. You have your own lead time for creating PO and releasing it to contractors. So you know very well whether this indent would have to be raised by this time or not. So with this integrated system, we have deployed for various organizations we are talking about. My project planner, my project director, in advance knows, right? This month, these are the indents which were supposed to be raised by my site team. They have not raised. Site front is not open, fine. I have rescheduled and changed my schedule. If it is open and not raised, crime, do it now, right? With this integrated platform, we get that control of monitoring, indenting in time. This will help procurement to do economical procurement moving ahead, right? And most importantly, the quantity aspect we talked about when we set up my projects, this comes into picture here. How many times in the organization you have a bill of quantity, your GFC quantity is loaded onto the project, and indents, do we do indent one time every day? No. You have work front available, so you partial indents, multiple indents for given BOQ. Happens in our industry. Cumulative sum of all indents for given BOQ should not exceed design BOQ quantity. Am I making a right statement? Yes or no? Right? But we all monitor that manually because design quantity is not loaded on the project. Project planning is in somewhere else, and it is left to individual brilliance to monitor that. So we have set up a quantity control using which site team will not be able to raise more indents than the design quantity. And if they need it, they need to get an approval, design change, scope change, rework, change the budget, and get it done. Because at the end of the project, then surprises are eliminated, isn't it? The moment this is how you start. There is another common phenomena, right? We give contracts, we give material orders, and 15 to 20% of the invoices are rejected by accounts, right or wrong? For different reasons. And one of the prime reason is wrong tax code, wrong percentage. Have you witnessed this? Yes or no? Right? Crime. Our own internal processes, who is suffering? Your contractor, your vendor. He has done the work. He has given you the bill in time, right? And if it goes to accounts, he says your tax code is wrong. And the root lies in master data. With the integrated solutions we're talking about, we harp upon setting up right master data with right HSN and SAC code. And this is not the complete answer. The next answer lies when you create a PO or when you create a work order, that time that transaction has to be intelligent, idiot-proof. If you give a wrong tax code, system should stop me. It should not allow me to create a wrong PO, RCM, GST, CGST, or IGST. System very well knows what transaction you are putting, right? So right master data, right transactions will eliminate this 15-20% invoice reduction. Does this help us? Site, procurement, accounts, yes or no? It does. And what does this do? It helps to create a right image for your organization in front of your vendors, your contractors. And how it helps for organization, next time when they spot this trend, that invoices are being paid on time, right? They will start giving you economical rates. Have you witnessed this? Yes. It helps organizations, isn't it? We have also seen beyond these process improvements and technology, people have started using digital signatures, right? We have seen procurement giving work contracts. They're huge box file kind of special conditions, everything, and people do sign. In which world we are, right? 300 pages initials and 1 page detailed signature. Do we do that still today? Organizations have moved ahead and started using digital signatures, right? To make their key people who are signing this, their key people. You don't want your key people to spend their time in this, isn't it? So people have started using digital signatures for their things. I heard somebody saying, Mr. Desai saying, skill set availability is very important, right? So we have set up a vendor management system using which we will be able to see category-wise skill sets available within an organization. You have your growth plan. You have done 400 crores procurement this year. Next year, you are going to do 600 crore procurement as per your business plan. Do you have enough contractors impaneled with you? Over dependency on certain set of contractors leads to project delays, isn't it? So with this proactive, vendor management system, we'll be able to set up a empanelment process into the system and, remove dependency from various contractors. Next important aspect is subcontracting. Somebody talked about subcontracting and free issue materials. Very importantly, your final certification delays 2 months, 3 months it takes, right? From a contracting perspective. Have we asked the question why? And the answer lies in free issue materials which we give to contractors, right? Or rate carded materials which we give to contractors. We don't reconcile every month. We don't reconcile quarterly because somebody has to calculate based on the measurement book how much quantity this person should have consumed and how much quantity is issued. And this is left to final bill. And in between, engineer leaves the job. What happens? Sufferer is the contractor again, isn't it? So we have designed a parameterized subcontracting array billing system for infrastructure and real estate industry, within which we'll be able to see retentions, performance bank guarantees against advances, right? And these material norms, which otherwise system calculates and gives it to you on every array bill. With this subcontracting system, your streamlining and reconciliation becomes most easy. When it comes to project execution, most important aspect is, again, external collaboration. You get bills, contractors are working with you. How many times you have seen contractors' bills are kept in the drawer for 15 days, 20 days, and one fine day, I take out everything, sign and give it. Isn't it? You receive so many bills, right? We have designed a bill tracking system wherein any bill which is received, right, gets recorded, and we have defined a TAT across different functions, using which you will be able to monitor which bill is within the TAT. If it is going across TAT, you will be able to automate that. So using this bill tracking system, people have started seeing who is inefficient and where the bottleneck lies. Remove that, and this process also becomes smooth. With all these things, my finance and accounts team now is in a review mode. They are not in a data entry mode. They get everything, validated. They have to review and post and make payments, right? Most importantly, from a statutory compliance perspective, GST, e-invoicing, TDS, these are all byproducts coming from the system directly, isn't it? From a finance perspective, we have seen we have different legal entities as a part of business set. So financial consolidation becomes very important, isn't it? And from an operation management perspective, we have enabled organizations for beyond maintenance, for RTO monitoring, insurance monitoring, tires, and effective management. With this, all these small things across different functions, SAP as a platform has different solutions available for all the different needs. But beyond your normal functional needs, we have seen organizations going for various coexistence with third-party applications we talked about. We have seen organizations using, robotics process automation for your invoice processing. We have seen analytics, mobile-based dashboards is a reality now. So with all, these are the different solutions available, and with this, we'll be able to design a flexible and scalable application roadmap as per the business needs every organization has. Beyond infrastructure and EPC organizations, once it comes to real estate, in addition to what all we discussed, the customer angle comes into picture when it comes to real estate. And we have seen that in real estate, spends which you do, yearly spends, you have annual operations plan, your annual budgets, isn't it? You will want to monitor your marketing spends and effectiveness, how much sales you are generating. So we have designed a application within which spends are monitored, budgets are monitored, and actual sales generated through different campaigns. You get the effectiveness of if different campaigns you do. As a part of pre-sales, right, when leads are generated, most importantly, you need to tag your leads to right source, referral, brokers, direct, isn't it? To give a fair opportunity to all because they are your extended arms, isn't it? As a part of pre-sales. Most importantly, when it comes to post-sales, right, you will need to have a proper registration management system so that you do it effectively in a given time. This leads a manual coordination, and at the end of the day, right, you will be able to have on-time demands and on-time collections because this is directly going to impact your cash flow, isn't it? We have integrated portals, e-demands, and SMS for proactively informing customers for all these liabilities. Collection is a very important aspect. We have designed an integrated collection management system using which you have milestone calendar of your payment milestones, right? Overdue payments, promise to payments monitoring is designed for collection and revenue strategizing. This helps people to do weekly collection targets which real estate organizations do, isn't it? Brokers, we have seen different schemes being launched, right? When I talk to real estate people, they have base, they have ladder, they have kicker, they have incentives, whole lot of schemes being launched. This impacts your cash flow because it depends upon when customer pays, you are going to pay to broker. Some rule is there. So here, with an accrual-based brokerage accounting, you know when that likely payment can come, and you will be able to pay to your different brokers. Possession management, tedious process. Construction management gives to facility gives to customer. We have designed a snag monitoring app for Aparna, and using which you have a checklist, snags are cleared, and the finished product is given to your, your end customer, and this helps the organization to build your brand image because you are giving a right product using the snag monitoring app. Otherwise, it is all manual coordination for entire snag monitoring. Cancellation transfers. We have seen finance team creating calculations manually for credit notes required for different cancellation initiative. So we have created a simulation cockpit using which, finance gets to clear visibility, what cancellation, what credit notes, and what charges are to be debited from given cancellations and transfer case as well. With this, what management gets? Clear visibility in your promise to pay, overdue collections monitoring, right? Your customer satisfaction index, and most importantly, your cancellations, how they are being done. All of this, when proactively monitored, helps the organization to proactively monitor the cash flow we're talking about, isn't it? Some of the organizations are into leasing, pretty complex. Fixed rentals, minimum guarantee, revenue sharing, different type of contracts we get into. We have set that into system for various office retail commercial companies and the entire utility and camp billing. You do expenses and rule-based apportion back to customers. We have done that very effectively. And most importantly, portals. Throughout the life cycle, from the day customer is onboarded till possession is given, right? You proactively give the information back to your customer. Demands, collections, adjustments, possession, registration. With this, calls are reduced. And you give a right experience to customer so that he becomes your loyal customer and gives references. So portals are effectively being used when it comes to real estate organizations to keep customers happy. So when it comes to real estate, beyond what we saw for infrastructure organizations, we have also seen organizations have gone ahead and integrated the platform with IVR for giving recorded answers to customer, or to CTI, to external call centers for giving answers to my customers. So we have also seen bank integrations because most of the CFOs, you have 10 crores in bank, but you don't know who has paid. Bank reconciliation. We have used RPA to automate bank reconciliations and also do, give this information in time. At the end of it, with the best practices and next practices we're talking about, this coupled with domain expertise and these process accelerators have helped organizations to achieve the journey and the objective with which we started this journey, isn't it? Most importantly, with all these things, we're driving all these things primarily because we are farm domain. We have done this, our bread and butter is this, and we have spread across length and breadth of our country and 10 different geographies. By virtue of our domain expertise, we had been involved in first of its kind, first customer to adopt SAP, first implementation for smart city, first implementation for EPC organization on Rise with SAP Private Cloud, first implementation for real estate mall management company on Rise with SAP, first company to do a comprehensive public cloud implementation for infrastructure organization. Most of its first of its kind are done by Highbar along with SAP for this industry. Today we have, as a result, we have more than 150 end-to-end full life cycle customer establishments across this industry we talked about, and currently 35 long-term AMS contracts going on with all these sectors we're talking about. By virtue of this, we have also created a knowledge management repository. Mr. Vinod said it was not a discussion. I mean, it started as the complete process discussion when we met together for an implementation. We have more than 300 plus consultants who understand real estate, who understand CPC, who understand contracting business, and this is backed up by the processes we're talking about. We have more than 30 plus subject matter experts. I am a civil engineer myself. I have worked on sites for more than 12 years. 2005 onwards, I learned SAP and had been working in this space for designing solutions. We had more than 30 people from domain who understand the business and are involved in designing and deploying solutions for this sector we are talking about. And as a result of this, we feel that the golden rule I talked about, we are the most culturally fittest. This is very important statement because we need to match the wavelength of the team with which we are working. Most culturally fittest implementation partner for EC&O sector. And we had been doing this, be it traditional services, be it cutting edge technologies, be it RPA, be it analytics, be it collaboration platforms. We had been doing this for more than 14 years. Any questions? I'm open for your questions. I trust I answered your all questions.
I think we'll have to take the questions in the break because we are really running delayed.
Thank you.
Yes.